Scott, let's take a look at this list of free agents for the Browns, and let's see who you might want back and kind of prioritize it. You see Jadeveon Clowney, Harrison, Higgins, Hubbard. That's a forgotten guy. That's your third tackle who was out all of the year. Jackson, McKinley, Njoku, Smith, MJ Stewart, Anthony Walker. You see the restricteds, which means you can match them. Exclusive rights means you can keep them as well. But when you look at the unrestricted free agents, if you were going to prioritize 2, 3, 4 of those that you wanted back, where would you go?
I think it starts with Jadeveon Clowney, and then it's David Njoku. You need a defensive end opposite Myles Garrett, and Clowney stepped in for Olivier Vernon, right? Olivier Vernon had a solid year in 2020, 9 sacks, and then blew out his Achilles at the end of the year. Clowney filled in really well, finished strong. I think it's going to be a financial thing. Are other teams willing to offer more than the Browns, willing to give him a longer-term deal? But you need a defensive end. He's already on your roster. It would make sense to try to keep him. And then David Njoku, he's the most athletic tight end on this roster. We know how much Kevin Stefanski likes to use his tight ends. He says he wants to be here. Now he's going to need a raise from the $6 million he made on the last year of his rookie contract in 2021. It's just a matter of how much of a raise. Can he go get more money somewhere else? Do the Browns draw a hard line in the sand? But he makes sense to return. I mean, I don't think he's a Pro Bowl guy, but I think he's probably the best tight end you have. And if he's already in your building, then you'd have to go get somebody else anyway. So those are the first 2 guys that jump out. I think Anthony Walker could fit. Is a veteran guy off the bench, can do a lot of things. Same for Malcolm Smith, who I thought played really well off the bench in that linebacker role. Those are the guys that stand out to me.
The other guy, MJ Stewart, I think probably earned himself some money with the way he's played, not only this year, but the year before as well. When you look at that, do you think there'll be some cap casualties? Who are some guys that you just look at and say, man, that number is awfully high?
Yeah, I think they have enough room. Andrew Berry said this the other day that he feels good about where they are salary cap-wise. But that doesn't mean you're always not looking to save money and save salary cap space. So it starts with Jarvis Landry. He's due $15 million in 2022. He's coming off an injury-filled year, the worst year of his career production-wise. And his cap hit is only $1.5 million next year if they cut him, the dead cap number. So it just feels seems to make too much sense financially to go ahead and take a $16 million cap hit when you could get away with only doing 1.5 and find another receiver probably for less money. So, I think there's a discussion to be had there. Maybe they try to restructure it and get Jarvis to come back cheaper. But he seems to make sense. And then the other one you think about is, Austin Hooper, just because he hasn't been as productive as I think they thought he would be when they signed him for, 4 years and $42 million. But he's got a big cap hit next year, so they probably have to suck it up and live with him in 2022. But then J.C. Treader, the Browns could move on from him and save some salary and cap space. But J.C. played really well, I thought, this year. I asked him, and he said he wants to play again next year. You got those 2 guards. It just feels like I think they'd be better off keeping that threesome in the interior of the line rather than hoping Nick Harris could fill J.C. Treader's shoes.